His late nights at the office were becoming a regular thing. One night, I decided to surprise him with dinner, but the surprise was on me. Hey all, I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend, M31, for 3 years. Lately, he's been working late more frequently, and it's been gnawing at me. You know that uneasy feeling you get when something just doesn't sit right? That's exactly how I've been feeling for the past few weeks. I wanted to show my support and maybe ease my worries, so I decided to surprise him with dinner at his office one night. Little did I know, the surprise was going to be on me. I packed a homemade dinner, his favorite, and drove over to his office around 9 p.m. I thought it would be a sweet gesture, a way to show him that I appreciate his hard work and that I'm here for him. As I approached the building, I noticed that most of the lights were off. Odd, but maybe his department was just in a different part of the building. I walked up to his office, but it was completely dark and empty. My heart sank. I decided to wait for a bit, thinking he might be out for a quick break or something. An hour passed, and there was still no sign of him. I called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Feeling anxious and slightly embarrassed, I decided to leave. Maybe he had already gone home, or maybe there was some other explanation. I tried to rationalize it, but deep down, I felt a knot in my stomach. The next day, I casually asked him how his work night was. He told me he had been swamped with work and stayed late to finish a project. I couldn't shake off the feeling that he was lying. His story didn't add up with what I saw or didn't see at his office. I decided to confide in my best friend, F30. She listened patiently and then suggested I dig a little deeper. If something felt off, it probably was. Taking her advice, I started to pay closer attention. I checked his social media and noticed a pattern. There were subtle but telling signs that he was spending his late nights with a female coworker, F28, at various locations. They weren't explicit about it, but the clues were there. A tagged photo here, a comment there. It all started to piece together. One evening, I confronted him. I told him about my visit to his office and how I knew he wasn't there. At first, he denied it, but then he admitted to having an emotional affair with his coworker. He claimed it wasn't physical, but the betrayal cut deep nonetheless. I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and disappointment. How could he do this to me after 3 years? I decided to take some time apart to think about our relationship. I needed to process everything and figure out what I wanted. During this time, I realized that I deserved honesty and loyalty. I couldn't be with someone who could so easily lie to my face. So, I made the tough decision to break up with him. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but I knew it was the right choice for my well-being. Now I'm trying to cope with the breakup and move on. It's a roller coaster of emotions, but I'm taking it one day at a time. Have any of you been in similar situations? How did you handle the emotional turmoil? Any advice on how to move forward would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for your support. It means a lot to know I'm not alone in this. Self-respect and trust are crucial in any relationship, and I'm determined to never settle for less again.